This is Miss Zaza Ali. We do a radio show called Enemy Minds Radio. We deal with a myriad of things, and you know, hailing all the way from Oakland. But of course, I'm from Long Island. We call it Strong Island, New York. But how's Oakland now? Are you feeling some kind of way about New York or something?
Bruh.
Tell them where you're from.
Oakland, California.
As I was about to say earlier, those of us that have been blessed to come through the golden era of hip-hop, that did not need to be explained to us. We lived it. Right. And I'm sure the people in this room will agree with me. We experienced and knew and understand what hip-hop was at that particular time before it let one of the subordinates under the umbrella of hip-hop take it to the left. What do I mean by that? Hip-hop is higher infinite power healing our people. That is the umbrella. Up under the umbrella of hip-hop, we have four fundamental elements of hip-hop, rap being one of them. And I think people get it confused when we reduce hip-hop to just one element. Hip-hop is a lot larger than just one element. We can honestly say hip-hop is five elements. But we're going to take it to the street. I'll be right back. You want to answer that question? Tell me the elements of hip-hop. Give me one.
Fashion.
Fashion. Give me another one.
Consciousness.
Consciousness. Where you going? You got the 7 Mile Radio shirt on. Did you see that? One element of hip-hop.
Graffiti.
Graffiti. I like that.
DJing.
DJing.
Soul.
Soul. Ooh. He took it to the ethers, man. He said soul.
Breaking.
Breaking. So you see all these elements of hip-hop, how are we going to just reduce it down to just rap? When we allow, after the big puns and the big L's and the big ones, after they was dead and gone and left, the little ones came. Little Wayne, little so-and-so. You understand what I'm saying? And they brought in that immaturity to hip-hop and started doing some real immature stuff. And guess what? The parents and the grandparents of hip-hop didn't even say anything. Do you understand what I'm saying? But anyway, so we're going to turn this over. We're going to get the balance to this question and hear what our sister Zaza Ali have to say about. I answered it very well? Oh, okay, cool. So if Zaza was to take the mic, she would have said the whole other idea of the elements of hip-hop being differentiated with rap is the fact that when the little ones came in, they destroyed the feminine principle in hip-hop. We always had a balance, truth, balance, justice, reciprocity, and order in hip-hop. The little ones came in. I'm not saying that there weren't songs that wrote black women and other women and women in general in a negative light, but we had balance then, and we could check it. Now the little ones are running rampant, running the damn house. What is the Illuminati is the question.
Okay, what is the Illuminati? I guess that'd be a better one.
So if the Illuminati is the holders of the light, if the Illuminati consists of 13 bloodlines, if the Illuminati is controlling everything on the globe, we can honestly say, and black people at the lowest part of the totem pole, we don't need to ask a question whether or not if Detroit is being destroyed. You understand what I'm saying? You're right, and under siege. And now investors are coming in and ravaging Detroit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nothing of the culture of Motown exists, just a memory. Do you understand what I'm saying? But now you got white Canadians and other culture vultures coming into Detroit, not only taking the land, but robbing the culture. All these historical places, you understand what I'm saying, that we should be preserving. There's no reason in the world that somebody should own Motown. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to start, I mean, this is what this brother does. He collects artifacts. You understand what I'm saying? So we should take control of certain aspects of Detroit, control it and own it and preserve it for our culture, if nothing else, man. So the Illuminati is real, regardless of what you want to call them. But let's just make something clear. Jay-Z is not part of the Illuminati. Kanye, Mess, and the rest of them, they're not part of the Illuminati. Beyonce, Rihanna, and the rest of these peons, they're not part of the Illuminati. They're probably carrying out the Luciferian demonic agenda that's been set forth. But if you can get a chance to interview some of these real people that's in these 13 families, they probably look at Jay-Z and the rest of them as peons. This money that Jay-Z and the rest of them have, it's like pocket change to some of these people. These people that exchange and move trillions of dollars a day. Well, my thing is, if you talk about those individuals, these corporate lawyers and corporate attorneys and corporate accountants have came in now and made hip hop only a business. No one in this room could do this to anyone else's culture. We allow them to come in and take a culture which we've invested in the culture. I went around the room and asked the people. One brother over here said soul. I mean, how deep is that? No, what they've done though, they've came in and actually packaged that same soul that this brother was talking about and put a label on it and selling it back to us through their lens. We don't see things the way they see things. Sad but true. Now that hip hop is up for sale and damn near on its deathbed, and we're trying in Detroit trying to breathe life back into hip hop. These demons have came in, have taken aspects of hip hop like rap and packaged it and put a ribbon on it and put it under the goddamn Christmas tree for their children like Iggy Azalea and the rest of these characters to come along and pimp our culture while we sit back and say nothing. Plain and simple. Well, they've whitewashed music, period. All the way from the time that our brothers and sisters was coming out with this whole idea of rhythm and blues and soul music. They've been whitewashing our culture. In most cases, black people weren't even allowed to perform their songs in some of these clubs on the Chitlin circuit. Simply because these white artists, managers, and people that sold the music couldn't tolerate seeing black people on the cover. So they would have white people come remake the song and put white people on the cover. That's the only way they got play. And that's real. Wait, I'm not done. So we're here in Detroit at 7 Mile. You go another mile, we'll have 8 Mile. We don't want to break down what we can break down what the 8 mean. If you turn the 8 sideways, that's an infinity symbol. This is why Eminem came along and stole the vibration of hip hop. By stealing the vibration of hip hop and being sanctioned and validated by Dr. Dre, who was supposed to be one of the guardians at the gate of hip hop on the gangster side of things, let somebody creep in and steal the vibration of hip hop. And now hip hop is on the market for sale, just like Detroit is on the market for sale. Are you following me? But I say as we get hip hop back, we get Detroit back.
The music is portrayed like it's always had like a balance between hustlers on the street, but now it's like it's overwhelming about how many artists I guess talk about drugs and the sale of drugs and the use of drugs now with pills and morphines, uppers, downers.
Well, you kind of figure if you have somebody like Rick Ross talking about selling drugs and selling dope to his iPad, you know it's out of control. You understand what I'm saying? Even when we had dope boys making records, we still had the balance. But those are peons in this. Who's the big drug dealers? Why we always leave them off the hook in this particular conversation, in this narrative when we talk about drug dealing and music? Who are the big drug dealers? Who are the people destabilizing government and running drugs legally through the country? And isn't it sad now that there's some brothers like Cypress Hill that came up making songs talking about getting high and this kind of thing, but yet millions of brothers are sitting in jail on marijuana charges. And now, how we got pimped, now the government is turning around and selling marijuana legally. Government weed. And all them brothers sitting in jail saying, God damn, if I would have just waited a few years, I could have been selling this shit legally. Excuse my language. But you understand what I'm saying? Would you like to say something?
Same thing with the
you sure? Well, the same thing with like the brother said, the guns. The same thing when they married pornography onto hip hop, giving birth to some of these artists that are coming now on having a platform of having to be the baddest bitch. You understand what I'm saying? This whole stripper culture, Beyonce getting on stage at the Grammys and other awards, and the whole routine is a strip tease routine. Grown ass, old ass mother, Beyonce. Somebody's wife, you understand what I'm saying? Showing aspects of her crotch, showing the world, giving the world a disrespectful view of black women. So when people have to come to America and deal with black women, they think Beyonce, Rihanna, and the rest of them represent all of the black women. And I think that's doing black women a disservice. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why I say, in the spirit of Ma'at, truth, balance, justice, reciprocity, and order. We have to raise the vibrational pitch of our thinking on how we even deal with the black woman. But first, we got to neutralize that madness. Because the Beyoncés may reach millions of young women that want to be like her. The Rihannas and the Nicki Minaj and the rest of them. How dare this heifer take to the stage and parade a white dildo between her legs on stage? I'm talking about Nicki Minaj. Matter of fact, let's break down what Nicki Minaj means. Everyone in this room got a nickname, right or wrong? Well, Saint Nick is who? The devil, right or wrong? This is why we have nicknames, because you do your dirt under your nickname. We don't meet people and give them your full name. Well, some of y'all do, foolishly. Most of y'all in this room got fucking warrants, so we ain't giving by nobody our name anyway. Am I right or wrong? Oh, everybody over here quiet. All right, I got y'all. And y'all know what a Minaj is, right or wrong? So how does that look? Nicki Minaj in the bed with the devil and Satan. Well, let me just say this. I think when the people in this room, when our children grow up and they look back on hip-hop, they not even going to see us. They're not going to see no black people. Let me test y'all. Who's the #1 DJ in the world that made the most money DJing? Some of y'all know him. Nope, close though. He's on the list. No, he's 4th on the list. Calvin Harris, $46 million. DJing, our art form.
Wow.
DJing.
Not African Bambaataa.
No. Not, what's Dougie Fresh's 2 DJs' name? Chill Will and Barry B? Nope. Who else? Not Terminator X. Not Jazz. No. None of them. A white boy. $46 million. Khaled, we in the wrong goddamn business, man. I'm going to start DJing because this is ridiculous. $46 million. Huh? Exactly. But he's pimping aspects of our culture. Same young cracker that was standing on the periphery of hip-hop, viewing hip-hop from a distance, now they at the top of hip-hop. And the only way we can make money is we die and come back as a hologram. And that's the only way we can make money in hip-hop. That's what it's coming to. And that's very real. And we need to understand it that way. It's Professor Griff reporting live from 7 Mile Radio. No, but seriously, we about to sign out. This is myself and the silent Zaza Ali for Enemy Minds. Every Tuesday and Thursday, the Professor Griff and Miss Zaza Ali. We're going to sign out. Big up to 7 Mile Radio, and we in the D, and peace. As Don Cornelius would say, love, peace, and thank you.
It's been so long. What happened to them times when we used to live together? What happened to them times when we used to be good friends? Then what happened to the time that we used to share together? When nobody rough and nobody tough, still everybody feeling irate. Go on, son, won't you put down the gun, and make we have some fun. Won't you go on, son, go put down the bomb, and make we all unite. Thank you. Bless up.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.